Perfect timing.
With all due respect, no one on this planet knows how to evaluate quarterbacks. Where's my camera? No one. You're all full of it. Was Brock Purdy overdrafted? Was he underdrafted? He was last pick in the NFL draft. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He's played in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. I don't care what any of you have to say about quarterbacks.
Twice NFC Championship game.
You don't know anything about evaluating quarterbacks. This whole thing is nonsense. What I do think, though, is this. With all due respect, I don't care about quarterback evaluators. You don't know what you're talking about.
They literally don't know.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
They literally do not know.
You're guessing, and sometimes you're right, and most of the time you're super wrong.
Super wrong.
They do not know how to evaluate the quarterback position. I that with an amount of respect.
But you're not wrong.
But you don't know what you're talking about. There is an insurmountable amount of evidence that you are completely clueless when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. There are so many factors that go into whether a quarterback is successful or not. And talent is really the last thing, because they're all somewhat talented. It's what organization you go to. It's the coaching. It's the development coaching that you have. It's health. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. With all due respect, no one on this planet knows how to evaluate quarterbacks. Where's my camera? No one. You're all full of it. Please give me this job, because it literally is just a guess. So this whole idea that everyone's like, wow, he was going to be overdrafted. Was Brock Purdy overdrafted? Was he underdrafted? He was the last pick in the NFL draft. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He's played in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. I don't care what any of you have to say about quarterbacks.
Twice NFC Championship
You don't know
game.
anything about evaluating quarterbacks. This whole thing is nonsense. Let's just look at the quarterbacks that have played. Number one overall picks that have played in the Super Bowl in the last 10 years. Twice in the last 10 years, there's been number one overall picks who've played against each other. Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. And Peyton Manning and Cam Newton. That's 2015. Peyton Manning. Peyton, who's been doing television and producing movies for how many years now? Stop talking to me about these high picks and what you know about it. You don't know anything. It's all a complete crapshoot. So I don't think it's a conspiracy. I can't get that far. But please, he didn't interview well. He's not humble. I have got some news for you guys, and this is going to sound dramatic. But these kids don't care about what you're talking about anymore. They're NIL. They're coming into these leagues with millions of dollars, with sponsorship, with followings, with shows, with podcasts. Maybe, just maybe, these young people want to feel like they're going somewhere where their future is in the hands of someone competent. God forbid there be some accountability with these organizations. What are we talking about? Yeah. He was projected to go anywhere from 2 to 21, and he fell to the 5th round. Listen, God, best of luck to everyone. That's all I'm saying. Because if this goes sideways and he actually ends up being good, y'all going to have some real explaining to do. But I don't know. And guess what? You don't know either.
Nope. Wait. Hold it. I know you want to. Just hold. To all the movie owners of the world, fuck you.
But the main thing is, you bunch of fuckers, despite the provocation from the cavalry, no fighting.
Oi.
No fighting. No fucking fighting. No fighting. No fucking fighting! Good.
My man, redeem these nuts. Wow. Oh, there you go.
We walk, we take that Luger in the jab. We walk the cold sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
I should point out for the record, Steve.
Showtime, you get thrown to the ropes and clothesline. First I capture the streets, then aim for the cause I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I don't think you want it. You don't really want it with me. So you need to pull up a chair, something, cause I ain't going nowhere. With Bumpy wildin' out in 2 twin Porsches. I'm in a GS spinning with dual exhausts. In the rain hydroplaning trying to be so cautious. Under the hood screaming, you can hear the horses.
Oh, as you can't tell from the screen, folks. Yeah, we here. We loud. We proud. Welcome to the smashing, stacking, slapping with the captain. I am your host, El Capitan, a.k.a. Capitan Sport, a.k.a. the Captain Ron Johnson. As you can tell, I got my blue notes on right now because I have a triple shot tonight because I have the Bellhawks playing right now. There are about 3.5 left in the first half of that game. Still no score. I've got the Blues playing in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I also got my boys, the Colorado Eagles, playing the second round of the Calder Cup. All tonight. To say I'm hyped is an understatement. But I do have a special guest. I have the Vegas vaginal manipulator himself, the eviscerator, the maestro, the smooth operator himself. And yes, Mrs. Don Juan, I heard you. I heard you loud and clear. Don Juan up in this house. Don Juan, welcome to the party, my brother.
Okay, can you hear me at all?
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear. You sound like you're like a tunnel and you're crawling through one of those ceiling ducts right now. That's what it sounds like. But it still
Okay,
works.
it works. But let me try one other one. Let me just see.
But as I said, folks, right now I have a lot to sit here and go out. And as you heard from Joy Taylor, she ain't lying. You try to evaluate quarterbacks and you suck at it. NFL owners, NFL coaches, NFL GMs, y'all suck at evaluating quarterbacks. She's not lying. You want to know why she's not lying? It's because you guys suck. You guys are garbage. You're ass. Unbelievable. Oh, and big salutes out to our buddy JQ, Joe Quills, sitting up in South Florida. Apparently, he's sitting here hanging out at Bleacher Brothers, which is ironic in and of itself. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but it's Joe. Let's be realistic here, Joe. Hey, CC, nice to meet you. Love you much. She ain't lying. They don't know how to evaluate quarterbacks. How the hell do you have Shedeur Sanders projected for a late either top 10 or late first round, and this motherfucker sits here and actually drops to the 5th round? I'm sorry, but no, you don't get to hit. You don't get a pass on that one. You don't get a pass when it comes to that. That's like Booker T trying to sit here and say, I'm mad at myself for saying what I said about Hulk Hogan, but I'm enjoying the fans sitting here actually giving me the chance. And trust me, I have the clips. I'll show them for you in momentarily. But Don Juan, the draft is over. We talked about this last weekend and everything else. We talked about this last Friday when we were you, Joe, and I were eagerly waiting for Shedeur Sanders to get drafted. He didn't get drafted on day 2. So now the draft is over. You can honestly sit here and you can tell me, and no, shockingly enough, your Raiders. I actually had high praises on your Raiders. Who screwed up? Who dropped the ball in the NFL draft?
Well, if I had to guess, and again, there's been a whole week of post-Shedeur analysis.
Of course.
And I thought I would come to a conclusion, over all of this. Here's the problem. I don't trust the media to report anything accurately. Or excuse me, I don't trust the media to do the hard work of actually trying to gather real information. Can't hear me. Okay, hold on.
We're media. We try to get the hard facts. We've been good at that. It hasn't been. It's not our fault that people have been doing very stupid things because they're very stupid fucking people. It is not our fault. And let's
Right.
keep in mind, it's not like we didn't see this coming.
Well, look, like I said, I am just generally, just kind of my background. I understood what was going on. Everybody saw it. It was there for everybody to kind of look into, analyze, and then come to some conclusion. I've read almost all of the post, draft analysis of what happened here. And the problem is nobody wants to say what's happened here. They want to make it seem as if, well, it's just happenstance. I've read a few people allude to interviews that didn't go well, things like that. I have a hard time believing that
Hmm.
because it's not like you're interviewing for a CPA. You're interviewing a guy that is going to be a quarterback, your quarterback, and you want a guy, your quarterback, to be a little on the edgy, arrogant side. How the hell can somebody step into a huddle where you've got 350-pound linemen looking to take your head off every time the ball gets snapped, and you're not supposed to be a little arrogant?
I,
So that part I don't get.
I mean, I'm curious about this part. You're saying, well, we didn't draft him because of the fact. Wait, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Yes, touchdown, Battlehawks! Let's go. Sorry. I told you, I got a trifecta going there. But Battlehawks now up 6-0. Nothing but about a minute 54 left in the second quarter. Here's where I stand on this whole scenario. You didn't want to draft him because he didn't interview well. Have you not met Marshawn Lynch? Have you not met
Right.
Michael Vick? Have you not met Dak Prescott? Patrick Mahomes? Hell, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is getting hell right now because he didn't want to go to the White House. Half the damn team didn't want to go to the White House. That's how much they give a rat's ass. They don't care about. Oh well, you're the lead, you're like the leader of the team. You're supposed to sit here and do this, that, and the other. No, he's not. He's supposed to sit here and either run or throw. Give you guys touchdowns. Give you guys wins.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up about it already, Eagles fans.
Yeah.
Shut up.
This is the thing that's kind of evolved over 20, 30, 40 years with regard to the NFL and quarterbacks. And let's just speak the truth: quarterbacks who happen to be African American. There is a double standard in this regard.
It
You're
don't matter.
expected. No, I'm just saying, you are generally expected to be clean cut, forthright, all American, and never complain about anything, no matter what's done to you or said about you or what have you. And generally, you know what? I think that's a benefit. That can be a benefit to anybody. But again, like I said, he's a quarterback. He's the leader of your team. And oh, by the way, what you want to do ultimately is, with this person or whomever you choose, you want to win. So I could never close the gap between his skill set, his winning record, and what NFL teams were looking for.
It's just,
And the thing that mystifies me more than anything else is, okay,
okay,
the Browns draft Dylan Gabriel in the third round.
which nobody can
Good for
understand.
them. But good for them. Why didn't come around 2 rounds later, draft up to get into that position, and take a quarterback to compete with the guy you got? It makes no. But again, I understand it's the Cleveland Browns, so given their history, it's not surprising. It's just mystifying as to why, if anything, those roles weren't reversed. You take, they should do a Sanders in the third round, whatever. Should have taken him, I think, in the second or third round. But you take him, and then you might get another young, because that quarterback is a mess. Sean Watson is never going to play for the Browns, so he don't count. The other guys they got in there, they're retreads, has-beens, they're really never going to play. So it's like, for all the screw-ups that the Browns have committed at this position in the past 20 years, I
Right.
don't think they've had a good quarterback since Bernie Kosar. So that's 40 years.
Wait, wait.
Serious.
Here's the problem. The problem is the Giants had a chance. The
Yeah.
Giants had a chance to actually do something, and instead of going after Shador in the first round, they go after Jackson Dart. And then the Saints had a shot, or I mean, either the Saints or the Giants. One of them had a shot first. Jackson Dart goes to the Giants, and who the hell did the Saints go for? This is what I have to figure out in my head.
Right. Again, these things happen, and then there was a lot of anticipation. So then when the issues started to snowball, that this kid was going to fall, quote unquote, in the draft. And the next logical spot, given the way he was originally predicted to go, was the Saints. The
Right.
quarterback's not going to play this year. They really don't have, unless you want to count, what's his name? Tyson. Who's that quarterback, running back that they occasionally run a quarterback? He can't take 20, 30 snaps a game. So it just seemed like a reasonable expectation. We're going to take this kid. We don't care about all the draft talk. We think, oh, by the way, I don't care who you draft. You still got to coach him up to play NFL football. I don't care who it is. So why teams felt like, nah, we're just going to pass. Yeah, I know he had, 37 touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, and everything else, but no, we're just going to pass on that.
You know,
I don't get that. I'll never get that. And everybody's got a theory. My theory is it's the Dion looking over everybody's shoulder, which I
you
think,
know,
when you break it down, is petty.
I try to, this is why you're the mellow one and I'm the very vocal one. Because the thing is that the NFL, well, they're just basically my bitch. They're supposed to just give me satisfaction and just move on. However, however, our buddy Tom Grossi, who's actually doing a Q&A on YouTube right now, well, he had kind of a different way of sitting here putting this, and I'm just going to let him sit here and just do what he does best.
Son, I'm home. And yes, the draft went great. Not only did we get a pass rusher in the first round finally, but then we traded up again and got another pass rusher. I'm telling you, son, if I'm able to turn that defense into a top 10 unit, head coach Jeff Ulbrich is in my future. Do you understand what that could mean for our family? Hey, Dad? Yeah, son. Hypothetically, how much trouble would I be in if I went onto your iPad, took Shador Sanders' number, and then on night 2 of the NFL draft called him, pretending to be GM Mickey Loomis of the Saints, saying that we were going to draft him, but then said, psych, we're not drafting you, and then posted it all over the internet? You did what? Uh-oh. Hi, I'm Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, here to talk to you today about contraception. You see, contraception is incredibly important, especially when you don't want your future son to cost you $100,000. Jeff, $100,000! You see, the importance of contraception cannot be overstated enough. Do you want your future employer to be charged $250,000? $250,000? The answer is obviously no. So, before you make any decisions, make sure that you're safe. Honey, what's the hospital's return policy? I'm bringing them back. I'm sorry, I said.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Forgot about that. Because that was an aspect of everything that turned out. Look, I'm old school. I don't know how old this or young this son of this coordinator is, but if I had been in that position, I don't care if he was 30 or 40. I would have
Bruh.
gone straight. I would have gone straight BTA, belt to ass. I'm not looking for excuses. I'm not looking for apologies. I'm swinging.
And,
And you
but,
costing me money. You compromise my job. I'm whooping your ass.
but wait,
Period.
but wait, it gets worse. It gets worse because because and I'm gonna bring up the story because it actually got brought. Drew Rosenhaus actually sat here and brought this madness up, and they're literally trying to sit here and get all the images that are all checked up. Um, uh, Shador was not the only one who actually got. Apparently, Abdul Carter also was a victim of these prank calls. Former Penn State defensive end Abdul Carter received a prank call prior to the Giants selecting him at number 3 in the draft. Drew Rosenhaus has said someone called Carter, pretending to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, who traded up to the number 2 spot to select Travis Hunter. Before that pick was official, the person on the other end of the lines told Carter the Jaguars are going to select him with the second pick of the draft. So Abdul Carter and Shador Sanders both got
Yep.
choked.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry. When the hell did the NFL draft become bring your kids to work day? Something of
Like
this
that.
magnitude. Something of this magnitude. You
Yeah.
have literally, this is the NFL draft. You're gambling with kids' lives all the while going to the impression that, well, we're just gonna just say hell with it. I'm just gonna leave my tablet wide ass open so that way my 21-year-old kid or my toddler can sit here and actually prank call somebody. I'm I, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, exactly,
I'm hearing it.
exactly,
I'm hearing
exactly.
it. But I'm sorry. And again, I don't want to get into social commentary about corporal punishment or
Wait, wait,
anything like that.
wait. I'm trying to find my wiffle ball bat because I'm figuring I'm going to be needing that one too. Because if we're going to basically go in there, we're going to go there. I'm going to go old school as much as possible. Halftime between the Renegades and Bellhawks, 9-0 Bellhawks. Bellhawks get a field goal at the last minute. Tied at 1-1 in game 6 between the Jets and the Blues at the end of the second period. But this is what it comes down to for me. Ulrich should not have a job.
Yep.
I do not care how good he is. If you are going to sit here and be that person to have your children screw up your draft and cost you a butt ton of money, you does. Oh, Jesus Christ! No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Don. I
Yep.
know we're going on a tangent, but I'm gonna just. I'm going to just. I'm going to just share this, and I'm going to let you sit here and decide if you want to sit here and actually go with it. Because I'm going to share. I'm going to just share the headline. It's right there in front of you.
Right. Now, yeah, I read this story because it had some run here locally. At some point, though, and this gets beyond these other calls.
I just,
You got to if you don't at some point it's like that scam call.
somebody
And
got
yeah,
to.
I'm calling from Nigeria, and I got this money in my bank account. I want to transfer it to you. At some point, you got to figure out that doesn't line up. And again, again, when these calls get done, and the NFL is going to have a better protocol for next year, so this crap stops happening. Because you know how kids are. They see one kid, they're all going to be. You're going to have every single draft pick getting a crank call or a prank call, what have you. So how about secure lines? You know who these kids are. The extent you can do that. This again, but somebody needs to know a little bit better and just stand up and say, wait a minute, who the hell are you? why would you automatically assume? And I
More
understand,
like
Shadu's got to be pretty sophisticated.
new
But
phone. Who this?
something, because
I mean, it just seems like the fact that these jagoffs in the NFL who have these kids who pull these stunts still have jobs says tons about what the hell is happening. And from where I'm sitting, we go go to the draft one more time. And the only reason I'm gonna go no, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is kind of an aside. My son, who turned 30
Joe,
a couple of weeks ago, we're going to go back to when he was 11. And he prank called he was 12, prank called his middle school teacher. And there was some profanity connected to it. And I'm getting a call to come in to talk to the principal, which, So I went and heard what happened. It wasn't really bad profanity. It was just, stupid stuff that kids that age are going to do.
Who?
But I ain't having it.
Let's go.
You watching that? Which game are you watching?
Oh, I told you, I'm literally triple back in here. I'm about to sit here and pull the Eagles game up right now, but the Blues are up now 3-1 on the Winnipeg Jets, and
that's still the first round, right?
we're trying for game 7. We try to go for game 7, baby. We try to go for game 7. Let's go Blues. Let's go. My cousin, I know I watch it. Oh, before I even keep going, happy birthday to one of my old high school classmates, April Johnson. I know that she's out doing her Doug Dissel, but I had to sit here and say that. Happy birthday, Apes. Love you much. On top of that, I have been an asshole when it comes to Mel Kiper. I have been. I will be honest. I do not like Mel Kiper to save my life. I would slap the piss out of him if he was in front of me. That's how I feel about Mel Kiper. However, I do have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you. And Joe, since he is watching, and AJ, because I know he's watching somewhere in there too. I did get something. I got us a little something. Pat, please give us what we want, folks.
As many of you know, a couple years ago, I had a little bit of an outburst when the Packers selected Jordan Love.
Love, quarterback, Utah State.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Walk it off.
God damn it!
The Green Bay Packers selecting cornerback Eric Stokes.
I fucking love Stokesy, but again, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Even if they would have drafted a wide receiver, it would have been some guy fucking banging some floozy and then apologizing to his wife by giving her a $5 Starbucks gift card. Nothing they can do at this point is gonna fucking matter. They lost him. It's over. Oh, he runs a blazing 4.2 40 time. Who gives a fuck? Thanks, Dove. Who gives a shit? I just want to eat. Zito, did we get that food order in?
Green Bay Packers pick is in. Linebacker, Quay Walker.
Doesn't put the same twinge in my penis that a receiver would have, because we really need weapons for Rod. Jeez, fuck Christ. If they fuck this up, I'm going to walk up to the top of the Power and Light building, and I'm going to dive headfirst off the top of it and turn into a pile of pink mist down on the street.
Van Ness going to the Green Bay Packers, Iowa D.
I don't know if it's the NyQuil, the DayQuil. My brain is an absolute fucking pretzel right now. Listen, I'm an Iowa guy. I mean, Jesus Christ, their offense could fucking stink this year.
Fuck! I'm gonna do a gift wrap for me.
Wait, what do you want him to do?
I'm gonna smack the fucking new teeth out of your mouth is what I'm gonna do.
What do you want him to do?
Safe to say they didn't draft Cooper DeJean.
You don't know.
I do know. If they don't fucking pick this guy, I'm gonna throw this microphone as far as I fucking can.
No. Gotta be a weapon. You got a good arm.
I don't want him to pick another fucking offensive lineman. I don't need a plug-and-play guy. Jordan Morgan. Hey, great pick last year. Played in 3 fucking games. If Matthew Golden's there, he is. Go get him. Go get him.
Coach.
For the love of God, go get him.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
Let's fucking go!
Get you some.
Go, Pat, go! Go, Pat, go! Go, Pat, go! Let's fucking go! It's about fucking time, baby!
This is what you look like, Ty, as the Green Bay Packers announce.
I think that is probably synonymous with how everybody felt here.
Yeah, let's give it up for the Matt McAfee show. Granted, he's doing some stupid shit, but that was about as accurate as you can sit here and ask for. I mean, that was about as Mel Kiper as you could ask for. That's about as good as Mel Kiper as I could go for.
Pat McAfee is great because he's unafraid. Yeah, and he's got leverage now. And I don't watch it every day, but when I watch it, it's like, dude comes at it. He wants to come at it. He's not looking at the suits because he knows he's making them money. And that, I got to respect that. And like I said, I hate analysis where it's like, well, it could be this or it could be that or whatever. All these other shows they got on. And to some degree, Stephen A. Smith, they kind of put their fingers in the air first, kind of gauge the wind, and then they somehow formulate an opinion. But my attitude is, pardon my language, have a fucking opinion before you open your mouth and just let it go. It's not rocket science. You're not saving the world. You're just telling people what you think. Don't calculate. Just tell me what it is you think. I'm either going to like it or I'm going to hate it. Roll those dice, and more often than not, if you're just true to what you believe, people are going to follow. If you get this, well, let me, six one of another, half of it's like no one cares. By the time you get to that point, I know I've stopped listening. Tell me what it is you think. Put it out there. Let me weigh it, and then I'll tell you what I like about it. I'll either watch or won't watch. Simple as that. I think we are experiencing some technical difficulties. I think. So while we're waiting, I got plenty of opinions about the draft. But again, like I said, we have these things every year. There's always going to be some issue. It's just the Shador issue, as mysterious as it turned out to be, it just reveals the state of the NFL and the media. And like I said, if the kid drops because of interviews or what have you, then tell me who those interviewers are. And tell me what the questions were they were asking. And then, oh, by the way, Mr. Reporter, once you've gathered all that information, give it a lowdown. If it's the beat writer for Sports Illustrated, or it's some commentator on another network, and you got info telling me that this is what went on during the interview, this is what was said, these were the responses, and this fighter more than likely dropped. Tell me that. Instead of this veiled kind of situation, well, he didn't interview well, or he pats the ball too much, or he takes too many sacks. That's crap. That's pure, unadulterated crap. And for the media not to make any effort to look into this to any degree, and then why call yourself a journalist or anything related to that? You're just another guy with an opinion. Because if I had to pick up the phone and call a GM, I'm going to tell him, you tell me. I may report you as anonymous, but tell me exactly what happened during your interview with Shador. What did he say? What did you say? I could give you anonymity, but stop the crap.
Wait. I mean, I know about this thing. I'm sure every single one of the GMs and owners is going to sit here and get a little bit dicey with whatever the hell they're going to do. However, I am going to have to ask a question, and it's the main reason of why I wanted to get everybody in here, and you specifically, because you're a hoops guy. So I kind of wanted to ask a question, and you could take my son for this one, because we know about the younger generation, and we know that they don't have any damn common sense whatsoever. And I say as nicely as I can.
Zero.
but I'm going to ask the $1 million question. And I posted this a few days ago, and you actually talked about it. Joe actually talked about it. Reese actually talked about it, which was a big damn deal. In the bleachers decided to sit here and ask the infamous question, who is the GOAT, MJ or LeBron? And there's a reason for it bigger now. Because I'm going to pull this up. And if you haven't paid attention to the last 24 hours, I'm going to go ahead and just bring it to y'all, to your heartbreaking right now. As you can see, right about here, the Lakers lost last night.
Really?
They lost last night. They got beat last night. They got beat, victimized, and conquered last night. Even with Luka nursing a bad back, they got beat last night. So now, and of course, my son's biggest argument about this is how many first round or second round losses did MJ have? So now I'm gonna bring the question. We're gonna answer this question right here, right now. Who is the GOAT? Here's Ernest or King James? Who's the GOAT? In your opinion. In your opinion. And everybody who's in the chats, ask away. My son, who's literally walking away. And see, he's in here smirking about it right now. He's smirking right now.
I ain't going to be as mealy mouthed as I've criticized commentators or whatever. But I do come to a conclusion. I'm trying to avoid that because I want to show some respect to both. And I've said on a number of occasions, I've said Michael's the greatest winner. The record is clear. You go to 6 NBA finals, you win 6. And in a short span of time. LeBron's got the longevity thing. And honestly, I've been back and forth every time, and I'm not gonna come to a decision based on the results of this first round deal with Minnesota. But you can only watch The Last Stand so many times and not walk away with the conclusion that Jordan is the greatest of all time. You can't. As great as LeBron has been over a longer period of time, and I debated in my head, I go back and forth. Next week, for some reason, next year, I might have a different opinion. But damn it, I can't ignore the history, and I can't ignore the records. He went to 6 separate finals. I forget how many times he was the finals MVP, but he never lost. It's as simple as that. You can weigh everything else. You can say, James is this, Jordan is that, James is this, Jordan is that. But James ain't 6-0. Simple as that.
Before you even continue, my son, who actually is listening to you right now, son, the mic's right there. Have at it. No, go ahead. No, you've been clamoring to us for days about LeBron being the GOAT over Jordan. I want you to be able to say what you gotta say. Go ahead.
Well, all I'm saying is, how are you gonna say he hasn't lost, but he lost in the playoffs? And didn't even make it to the playoffs multiple times in his first few seasons of his career.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, his struggles with Detroit are legendary. I mean, so yeah, I saw it, witnessed it, and even when they got past Detroit 91 to play against the Lakers, when they lost the first game to the Lakers, I said, it's going to be a Lakers sweep. This guy Jordan ain't what he claims to be. When he gets to where the money's really on the table, he's just another great guy, to borrow that word from
I hear this one, and I'm hearing both sides of the argument. The problem is that Joe just squirreled the hell out of all of us, and you can see the comment yourself.
Well, if you multiply 100 times 20,000,
20,000 women. I'm sorry. Even my son is like, wait. You put it that way.
How many ships?
Now look, since he made that claim years ago,
How
I've
many?
sat down, I'm sure a number of people have, and tried to do that math,
For
do the
sure.
division. So many games, so many cities, so many women. It is possible. I'm not disputing it. 20,000? Again, if Wilt had kept just a little diary of every name, just put it in like a ledger, that thing would have sold for $20 million. Because I believe him. And I don't think there were 20, I don't think there were any repeats. Straight up 20,000 different ones, 20,000 nights. Don't know how he did it.
I
Was
mean,
it during, was
is it safe to say that Wilt pretty much is the GOAT when it comes to smashing?
well, not only that,
What? I mean,
forget about,
am I lying?
forget about Sean Kemp and all the other pretenders. If you slept with 20,000 women, you are the father of our country. You surpassed George Washington. You are the greatest American ever.
It might be.
And I believe it.
That's not even
Like I
crazy.
said, but I just can't, I don't want to, I want to get, it's beyond mythology. It's beyond even religion. But I believe it. Nobody can ever come up to me and say, Will didn't think what, yes, he did. Simply because he said he did. I don't need any more than that. I don't believe Wilt is a liar or an exaggerator. I think he's straight up factual. My only disappointment is no video. Granted, this would have happened at an earlier time, but Will, dog, you should have saved us something. This may be a reel of 10 or 20. You could have had like a series of
We always
tapes
just was going in
and
our
stuff you
eyes.
could have put out for sale.
Won't
But
you even get a nod? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah.
My son's on one. My son's on one. I swear to God. So we had it's not just pretty much been the basketball playoffs. Obviously, y'all see the jersey alone. I have been pretty much I'm in hockeyed out. That's the reason why I was clean shaven for about a good while. We do have some hockey update right now at this very juncture, and it is a beatdown. It is most likely a game 7 heading
Yeah.
to Canada.
Yeah.
The Blues are up 5-1 over
Yep.
over the top seeded Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, we got tomorrow the Avalanche taking on the Stars, and then of course Sunday we're gonna have those aforementioned Blues taking on the Winnipeg Jets in Game 7. We do have at least some of the Eastern and Western Conference pretty much lined
Mhm.
up. So I'm gonna just to do everybody a solid. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
bring that up because I know you want to smile. I know you want to smile your ass off a little bit because I know you. You pretty much are a hockey fan, even though you don't want to tell anybody about it. Here we go. So coming out of the East, we got my boy Craig Maroon representing
Yeah.
the Toronto Maple Leafs. They'll be facing the defending cup champion Florida Panthers in the next round. The Washington Capitals will be facing the Carolina Hurricanes. Young upstarts, mean, hungry. They want to dance. They want to dance as they want to, and we don't care. We also got coming out of the West, the Vegas Golden Knights, Don Juan's Suave House Squad taking on the Edmonton Oilers, and of course, we are eagerly awaiting we will have a winner regardless. We will have the winner of the Colorado Dallas series going up against the winner of the Winnipeg St. Louis series. As you can tell,
Mm-hmm.
just from the graphic alone, the
Yep.
Blues are up 5-1 at the end of the second period.
Yep. And you've seen, and I've been to a few. I've been to baseball game 7. Unfortunately, I've been to an NBA game 7 where the favorite team for me lost. I've been to an NHL game. This is going back to when Gretzky was with the Kings. And I'll say this much, because I'm not, I've been more than a casual, fan. My allegiance to the ship, really when I was growing up in LA with the Kings, moved to Orange County, it became the Ducks. And I'm still a Ducks fan, even though I live in Vegas. I'll support Vegas when they advance, but it's just not the same thing. There's nothing like stepping into a building, and I've done it only once. Where
Wait,
it's a
did these
game
guys just
seven.
win the cup like 2 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, and oh, by the way, their first year in the NHL, their first season in the NHL, they went to the finals against the Capitals. One game won, and everybody in this town was thinking, "Oh man, we got," and then they lost 4 in a row. But they're a good squad, good competitive squad. They they always bring in good defensemen. They get adequate goalkeeping. Jack Eichel is out of his mind. He could take them back to the finals again, and they could win all over again. It's wide open. And oh, by the way, I do want to see them wipe the floor with those Canadians. I know we got this thing going now, this competition. And I used to love the Oilers back in the '80s and Gretzky and all that stuff. I get it. But they beat my Kings, my original team of choice. And the Kings let it get away. They won the first two and they lost 4 in a row. That's unforgivable. But I'm hoping that the Golden Knights just take it out on these guys, sweep them 4 straight, send them packing so they know how it feels, and move on to the next round. It's not that I dislike Canadian teams. I just don't have any particular affinity for them. So if they lose, they get to an American squad and in the playoffs, I'm good with that. So if Edmonton is so great, let's see them get a game or two. Let's see if they can get a game or two off the Golden Knights. I don't think that's possible.
I am all for it, but I feel like this is the Golden Knights' time to shine. I feel like this is definitely gonna be theirs.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like the Golden Knights have been there. They've done that. And Edmonton has been in the final. I'm not gonna lie, but the fact is that Edmonton had their shot last season, and I just feel like as good as they were against the Kings, I don't see them beating out the Knights. The Knights are a whole nother level. They're hungry. They're hungrier. They're nastier than they have been. I like the way they're playing right now. And yep, it's about to get fun. Sorry, like I said, I told you I was triple going tonight. We've got the live stream for the Colorado Eagles and the San Jose Barracudas going down in just about 3 minutes, give or take, if everything goes well. It's going to be a fun time. But I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on a familiar face of ours. We kind of basically go ham with Scooter Magruder every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Scooter Magruder apparently decided to pick out a couple of teams and decide he wanted to just talk about them. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to let him. So, Scooter's new series called Cooking or Cooked actually debuted itself following the NFL draft. I want to see what he has to say about a few teams.
What's up, guys? Hope we're doing well. The NFL draft has come and gone. The undrafted free agents have been signed. Dreams have been crushed and realized. Keep in mind, the following is my personal opinion. I don't care what PFF, ESPN, none of these places have to say. Other YouTubers as well. This is my opinion. I've been wrong before and I'm not afraid to do it again. But don't come for me unless you leave your own bold predictions down below. But without any further ado, it's time to rank these NFL teams and welcome to the first edition ever of Cooking or Cooked. NFL Draft 2025 edition. I'm just going to be ranking the 5 teams that I think had the best draft and the 5 teams I think had the worst draft. Let's get into it. Up first, the New York Giants. Were the Giants cooking or did they get cooked? Some pundits are giving the Giants premium grades. Not me, though. The Giants cooked. Everything started off well with the Abdul Carter pick. I like that pick. Somehow, though, the Giants will mess us up during his career. He's probably only going to be there for 5 years and then peace out. But after that pick, things descended rapidly into elite foolishness. The Giants traded their 34th overall pick, their 3rd round pick, and a 2026 3rd round pick to move up in the draft to select Jackson Dart. I'm an SEC guy. Go Gators. I saw this man play in college. He was not good. I watched him suck and cry against the Florida Gators. Jackson Dart was surrounded by talent. And he could have beat a 5-5 Florida Gators team. They lost to 3 unranked teams. Yeah, it's easy to have highlights when you're going against scrubs. He's not going to have elite weapons in the NFL. He's going to have Malik Neighbors and a prayer. I think Jackson Dart is a prototypical system quarterback. If this doesn't work out, this will be the end of the Joe Shane era. Honestly, they should have just waited for Arch Manning to come out. Another reason the Giants are cooked, though, is because they selected Cam Scatabo in the 4th round. Scatabo, I don't even know. Whatever his name. They selected this man in the 4th round. There's a reason why he fell this late. Can you name any running back that is a slow, bruising running back that has worked out in the NFL? They don't translate to the NFL. Name one. Derrick Henry? Oh, Derrick Henry is 6'3", 247. He ran a 4.55 40. Brandon Jacobs. Oh, you mean the 6'4", 264-pound Brandon Jacobs? Oh, he ran a 4.56. Keep these numbers in your mind. Cam Scatabo is 5'11", 216 pounds. He ran a 4.65 40. He's not running over anyone in the NFL. He's certainly not outrunning anyone in the NFL. And Saquon, for comparison, he's 6 feet tall. He ran a 4.4. Let's say we compare him to a Mike Allstott, one of the best bruising running backs of all time. He was 6'1", 248 pounds. And he ran almost the same 40 time as Cam. You ran a 4.8. Maybe Cam will shock the world and I'll have to eat my words. Maybe I won't, though. Great first name, though. The Jacksonville.
Okay. That's his first name.
Well, look, for what their needs were, the Giants didn't overreach. Jackson Dart, I've seen him. Like I said, his first year at USC, he's a really good quarterback. Is the games that he had at Ole Miss going to translate into success at the NFL level? I have no idea yet. I have to wait and see. Clearly, the Giants were playing the Eli Manning angle. Ole Miss quarterback and everything. So I get it. I'll just have to wait and see on that one. However, because I brought this name up on some show you did like 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. I still believe in this kid. Cam Scatabo is not the biggest guy, not the fastest, but he is a dog. I saw him, and I can't remember which game it was during the college football playoffs. And Arizona State was a first round game, which ended up winning. They were just getting worked in the first part of that game. And Scatabo was just not getting off anywhere. He got blown up on a run, and I thought, well, that's it for these guys. Scatabo, now that he's meeting elite competition, I don't think he's that competitive. This dude shook that off, and he practically demanded the ball for the rest of the game. And he took hit after hit after hit, got into the end zone, and again showed me that he is willing to take whatever punishment is necessary to have his team win. You can't coach that. The guy either has it or he doesn't, and the fact that he's 5'11" doesn't matter. I just think that, look, he's not going to be as good, or at least doesn't project as good as Ashton Ginty. I get that. But I think this guy can be really tough. And sometimes when you're in New York and it's November, turning December, whatever, and you're just not getting any productivity out of your quarterback or whatever, you hand the ball to this guy, he's going to make something happen. I don't get that feeling every time, and I have no reason to have anything positive to say about Arizona State at all. But I just saw this guy. He's a player, and he will take the hits, and he'll keep coming back until you put him out of the game. That's just his view of how things are going to work. He is, the old-fashioned, lunch bucket, whatever. I don't care. But if I had a chance to draft him, and they draft him, I think in the 5th round, good on the Giants. But again, like everything else, it's in New York City. Or any place else, I think absolutely can prosper in the league. But New York City is just a weird town, and if you don't deliver right away, then they're going to eat you alive. But this guy, I think, is strong enough to take it, at least, for whatever opportunities they give him. So I would not be surprised. I'm calling it here. If at the end of next season he is all pro. Yeah, I said it.
The last time the Giants were relevant, Eli Manning was still their quarterback. The last time the Giants were relevant, Eli Manning was leading them to a Super Bowl rematch with the New England Patriots, who still had Tom Brady as their quarterback. Eli Manning trained his replacement. His replacement played like him at the beginning, and then got traded and released to somebody else.
Right.
Jackson Dart, I have zero faith in as a legitimate NFL quarterback. I think he's coming for the check, and he's going to show up for said check, and that's going to be all she wrote for Jackson Dart. Do I feel like that the Giants really dropped the ball by not going after Will Howard or Shador Sanders, or hell, they could have gone with Dylan Gabriel? It's like you guys went with Jackson Dart, the most fragile quarterback in the NFL. Screw the age, screw the turnovers. Jackson Dart is the dumbest decision in New York since Aaron Rodgers. No. There is no nice way to put it. Aaron Rodgers is garbage. He's hot garbage. He is that steaming garbage barge that's running on the East River every single morning at about 6 a.m. in New York. No. Jackson little tugboat that's on the back end of that Aaron Rodgers garbage barge. That's the nice way to put it.
And what I said last week, I still hold to it in this regard. That is, whenever you're in a circumstance, particularly when you're picking or acquiring players, and you kind of reach for somebody that kind of reminds you, well, he's like Arch Manning. He went to Ole Miss. When you try to replicate those types of things, they almost always fail. So I'll say that much. Because I know that's what their thinking was. He is, and people didn't really like Eli Manning that much, but Manning was tough, and that's where again,
true.
You're going to be in New York, given the draft position, expectations are going to be higher, and again, it's the replicating Eli Manning part that I just didn't like. But like I said, I've seen this kid die. He does have some talent. Whether or not he gets eaten alive like some of these other guys who played in New York, Garrett Wilson for the Jets, or Daniel Jones or whatever, I don't know. Because like I said, once it's a misstep, hell, if he throws a pick in the next exhibition game, they're going to be calling for his head. So if you can withstand it, and certainly Eli Manning during the regular season wasn't that great, but he was determined, particularly when the money was on the table, to get it done for the Giants. And as you mentioned, did it twice against Tom Brady and the Patriots when they're in their prime. That's the expectation is going to be for this kid. And I'm not sure he can live up to it, but he's their pick. Can't be any worse than Daniel Jones. So he's got that going for him. At least I hope he does. But we'll see.
I honestly feel like we should have started easy on this one, and Screw did not help us with that. So, as we can tell from the graphic, he's giving us an easy one. So, here we go.
Jaguars. And the Jags were cooking. Jags have the youngest GM in the league. He's only 34 years old and he looks 20. But this man was not afraid to make big swings. He gave up 2 first-rounders, this year's second-rounder, just to move up to select Travis Hunter. This is one of the most unique prospects the NFL has ever seen. And based off the press conference, it looks like he's going to play him both ways. I will be fascinated to see this in real life and in match. If anything, this pick injects vitality into the Jags fan base. No one's going to remember giving up all these picks if Travis Hunter plays remotely close to how he played at Colorado. On either side of the ball. They get some additional cornerback help in Caleb Ransall, cornerback from Tulane, and they get some protection for Trevor Lawrence as well, Wyatt Milam from West Virginia in the third. But really, this draft is all about Travis Hunter, and I like the aggressive play. I will be actively tuning into Jaguars games just to watch Travis Hunter. Up next, we have the Panthers.
That's probably the quickest one we've done. I mean,
yeah, I like Travis Hunter. Seen a lot of his games. Can't really argue with the talent. Anybody that takes so many snaps, even in D1, college football, got a lot of talent. I just don't think he's going to have to pick a side at some point. You can't play X number of snaps on both sides of the ball in the NFL. Not at an elite level. He's going to be better at one than he is at the other. And like I said, you made this pick, give up capital to get this pick. I say give him a shot, like maybe 8 games, whatever, 10 games. He's young. Let him go out there and not necessarily run every snap, but certainly run more, same number of defensive and offensive snaps, and then see what you got. I just think he's going to, the punishment, that meat grinder, this is a grown man's football league. These aren't boys in college. And oh, by the way, when you have a name and you're promoting a name in the NFL, what do you think those tight ends going over the middle or other players on the other teams are going to want to do to you? They're going to say, okay, Mr. Hunter, we saw your college reel. It's very nice. Come out here and do that same thing with the big boys. Show me something. So again, you might be able to do it. And I heard the talk about he can be the football version of Shohei Ohtani. I don't know. I think he's going to be elite at one or the other. I just don't think he can be elite level at both. But that's the fun of it. I'll wait and see.
Wait. The NFL version of Shohei Ohtani? Didn't Ohtani just help the Dodgers become relevant and win a World Series a year ago?
Yep.
So, I mean, this is nothing against Travis Hunter. I am a CU buff, regardless of me being a Gators guy. I am a CU buff. That was my yard. That was basically the house I built for a good 2 decades. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be about Travis Hunter. I'm going to be about the fact that he's actually putting forth that effort that we can't even get Jalen Ramsey's bitch ass to do at all. And let's call it what it is. The fact that I feel like he would be good, but I don't think Travis Hunter would be the guy he would go for. I think, honestly, the Jaguars kind of threw the pooch when they decide not to sit here and actually get a legitimate backup for Lawrence in the form of Shedeur Sanders. We were talking about this later a few days ago up on TikTok of how we were sitting here thinking about how this person was going to be this person, and we're basically making moves. Because we don't think, none of us think that basically Shedeur Sanders is going to last the whole season in Cleveland. I think Cleveland just got him as kind of like courtesy ones, like the $3 I sat here and gave like a homeless guy a few hours ago. That's what that looks like to me when it comes to it. I'm all for Jacksonville sitting here putting forth that effort and trying to make Sanders a genius, and he is. Travis Hunter basically playing both sides. I am good with that. I feel like Travis Hunter is going to help people erase the thought and the madness and the diva-ness of one Jalen Ramsey. Because quite frankly, Ramsey's just hoping the Rams will sit here and make the phone call and say, yeah, we'll take him back. Not knowing for a fact that the Rams won't take him back, and his ass will be stuck sitting here probably playing for the Giants at best. But again, that's just me. Kind of where I'm standing. But that brings us to our next ones that he thinks is either cooking or cooked.
And the Panthers cooking. Yeah, they were cooking. This is mainly because they selected a whole bunch of players that I wanted the Cowboys to draft. Beginning with T-Mac to Teroa McMillan. A lot of people said this was the only bona fide wide receiver 1 in the draft. And I have to tend to agree. This man is a beast. He's 6'4". Remember when the Panthers traded DJ Moore? Here's the replacement. T-Mac. They pick up former Gators player Princely Umanmielen, who's going to be a beast off the edge. And then they pick up former Gator Trevor Etienne, who I still haven't forgiven for transferring to Georgia. Perhaps the best Panthers move, though, wasn't even in the draft. They signed former Pro Bowler and Charlotte native Hunter Renfrow, Bryce Young, or Andy Dalton. No excuses this year. You're gonna have some weapons. Up next, we have the Falcons. And the Falcons cook. This is more just all from an aesthetic.
before we go with that one, because we know that's just cooked out of it itself.
Look, this
We'll
is
like
the team
make
that
the Panthers quick. Like you're looking at the Panthers right now. How like did how I just feel like the Panthers did what they needed to do in the draft and didn't do more of what they needed to do. So at least up to my standpoint, the Panthers are moving in the right direction, but Bryce Young is coming along. He's going into year 3. He's starting to look like an NFL quarterback, but he still does not have people to throw to. They need to find bodies for him to throw to if you want people to actually believe in this methodology that the Panthers will be back to that original form that they had when Cam Newton was under center. But that's just me.
you know, you've seen him, I've seen him. The fact that Bryce Young was not as horrible last year as he was in year 1, hardly something I'm going to hang my hat on. I'm sorry. If any team should have taken Shador as quickly as possible and wipe away that mistake with Bryce Young, that was the team to do it. I'm sorry. He's not going to get any taller. Defensive linemen are still going to be able to knock down most of his passes. His ability to get outside the pocket, not that great, but it is something he can do. But no, I'm not buying. No. And oh, by the way, of all the teams that had draft picks in this draft, the team I thought the least of or didn't recognize that they did anything were the Carolina Panthers. If you had told me they had no draft picks for the entire draft, I would have believed it. But I can't make a note of anybody that they drafted and how significant they might be when their offense is fine. They got Hunter Renfrow, the X-Raider, who is a good possession receiver. But they had Thielman, or whatever the kid's name that came out of Minnesota. Thielen. They still got him. I guess he helped, Bryce Young to suck less. But no, I'm sorry, you can't teach height, and this is the NFL. He could run around, scoot around, and D1 football and make plays. He's not tall enough to consistently stay in the pocket, which is where you need to be to make things happen down the field. So I don't know what they think they did. If this is cooking, not buying it.
I think that person is the best. So now we go to the most blacklisted football team in the NFL, the Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons. This is more just all from an aesthetics point of view, and I'll get to that. Jalen Walker kind of just fell in their lap. They needed that. Great value. But then they trade a future first-round pick to go get James Spears Jr.? Trading a future first-round pick to move up to pick 26 is insane, especially if it doesn't work out. Honestly, though, I can't even lie. The Falcons did have a great draft. Here's the problem, though. The son of the Falcons defensive coordinator somehow got Shador Sanders' phone number and prank called him during the draft. Not only this, his number is associated with calling other players as well, Tyler Warren and some other players among them as well. He's 21 years old. He uploaded this video to the internet and thought it would be funny. What are we doing here? The worst part about all of this is that he will not even be disciplined by the NFL or Atlanta Falcons, the father nor the son. What are we doing here? What is going on? Who thought this would be funny? On a day when people are already on pins and needles, you try and pull a prank like this? Who's laughing? And the worst part is because of this, no one's talking about Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr. All the attention now has shifted to this stupid prank. You've removed the attention where it should be on a day when you should be celebrating. For that reason, Falcons are cooked. Up next.
Yep, they're cooked, but they've been cooked for quite a while now. I'm not saying it's the aftermath of giving up that 28-3 lead to the Patriots in that Super Bowl, but I haven't seen anything positive about this franchise since. They start last season. They go out and they get Kirk Cousins. I thought, okay, reasonable, maybe a little pricey. And then they draft Pennick. And I'm thinking, okay, well, he's going to sit until they develop him. Turns out he really didn't need to sit. He was NFL ready certainly by the second or third week of the season. You know, so and after they benched Cousins and played Penix, then they say, well, we're not gonna trade Cousins. We're gonna hold on to him. And I'm thinking, for what sane reason? How many times can you continue to perpetuate your stupidity? Cut his ass. Even if you got to pay him the money, cut his ass.
What? Now, Kirk Cousins is the least of the Falcons' worries.
Oh, I
Here's
agree.
how the people in Atlanta are actually feeling right now. A 21-year-old kid sat here and probably screwed them out of a shot at an actual potential playoff caliber quarterback who has proven himself. And respectfully, no matter what the damn interviewers gotta say, I don't give a damn about them. I'd slap the piss out of every last one of them if they were in front of me right now. Here's what it comes down to. The Falcons have been a clusterfuck, a dysfunctional home. They've been the in living color version of a dysfunctional home show with Jeff Ulbrich playing the character that Jim Carrey played in that show. That's what it looks like. The Falcons have been a clusterfuck since literally they got choked out with the coquina clutch by Samoa Joe, aka Tom Brady, in that Super Bowl. The very, very Super Bowl where I'm trying to teach my youngest daughter how to actually be able to learn this damn bowl game. And these guys throw a giant goose egg in the second half and then blow it in overtime. I'm sorry. But when it comes down to it for me, the Falcons are not only cooked, they roasted. Because these damn bitch-made jagoffs have managed to sit here and piss off their fans in every sense of the word. Between the broad, the little thought that was sitting here stealing people's money to sit here and actually go to these bowl games instead of sitting here helping these families out, to their ownership, to their coaching staff, to the very fact that they actually drafted Michael Penix last year. Then you turn around and have your defensive coordinator's kid. This little worthless excuse for a sperm, for basically a nut stain in your drawstring nutsack when you were in college. Sit here and actually screw over everybody. I'm sorry. Falcons get no respect out of me. They don't get no respect. Fuck the Falcons. They deserve to get slapped every single game. I hope they go 0-8, 0-17 this upcoming season just for a principle. Sports karma's a bitch.
But what should have happened in the Atlanta Falcons front office after this incident?
Is there really anybody working that?
I would have brought them both in. I would have brought them both in and said, we're not going to find you. And again,
is there anybody working in that front office? I'm going to be honest.
Is there nobody's working. Nobody's working in that front office. Everybody should be done. Just say, you know what?
They all suck.
I would bring in the entire front office, get them into a meeting room, and then from a door on the side of the room enters Elon Musk. And I'm saying, what the hell do you think he's going to do? I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to let Elon decide what's going to happen. I'll come back, and you'll all probably be gone.
They'll do two things: Jack and shit. And Jack left town, and shit's still running. Speaking of shit still running, let's go to the Mayo guy.
We have the Tennessee Titans. And the Titans were cooking. Honestly, this is solely for taking Cam Ward #1. They could have done something dumb here, but they take the best quarterback in the class. His story from a no-star to #1 overall is wild. I don't think it was talked about enough during the draft, honestly. I do think we could have a Trevor Lawrence situation here where Cam Ward is the only quarterback that pans out in the whole class. What do I know? Some people don't even think Trevor Lawrence has panned out. Up next on our list, we have the Saints. I can't even lie.
Nope. We're not going to go to them yet. Trust me. That's on the damn list. But the Titans. You shut all your chips to the table for a guy who craves mayonnaise last season.
Yeah.
And that was shit. I can't even remember how many jokes you, myself, and Rocket Reese, and even Joe Quills actually sat here and said about this guy and about the Titans through that entire season. But I don't think they're cooking. Yes, you got Cam Ward, which means what? He's
Yeah.
not going to be the second coming of Vince Young. Not gonna be the second. He's not gonna be the second coming of Steve McNair. He's not gonna be that guy. The Titans' time came when McNair was pretty much under center, and let him go. Y'all sent him packing. That was the start of the downfall of the Tennessee Titans. As much as they want to sit here and be all about we go whoop that, get them. They basically the tricks that get whooped, get them. That's how it basically comes down to it, at least in my eyes. But I ain't wrong, but I doubt it. Show me what you got.
Well, certain teams go into a tailspin. I like the Cam Ward pick. The only problem is, what do they have surrounding this guy? That offensive line, from what I can recall, I didn't watch a lot of their game, wasn't that great. I'd have to go back and look at the draft to see if they built around this kid. I like he's calm. I like that in his makeup. So I want to see him succeed. It's just not going to happen with this squad. This is the same team. Well, you know what? I was going to criticize them for Marcus Mariota, but he did get them into a playoff game. So this kid that they drafted last year, when you're trying to develop some mystique about your quarterback, you never want him to ever utter the words mayonnaise. You should be talking in terms of things that people think are tough. Like, I eat shoe leather for breakfast. I go into bars, I kick everybody's ass. Not, oh yeah, I like mayo. I will, I will sit around and I will meditate with mayonnaise. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of respect in any locker room with that kind of attitude. That is candy ass of the first order. I'm not going to get candy ass and mayo. I'm not going to mix those two up. It's too horrible. I'm just going to say that and move on. Again, I'm praying for Cam Ward that he can survive long enough to go somewhere else to be the quarterback I think he can be. Ain't going to be in Tennessee. No more. No, there will be no other. Music City Miracle. They are what they are, and they are not going to be any better next year.
You already know where we're going next, folks. Get your hate mail ready.
Up next on our list, we have the Saints. I can't even lie. Cooked. Saints extremely cooked. Look, in the first round, you take Kelvin Banks. Okay. The problem with that is Will Campbell didn't fall to you. Armand didn't fall to you. And that's kind of disappointing because both of those players were higher rated on everyone's board. That's not the reason the Saints are cooked. The reason the Saints are cooked, they took Tyler Shutt in the second round. To me, this was egregious, but don't take it from me. Take it from Saints fans. One look on Twitter will reveal how Saints fans are feeling about this pick, and they are down bad. I haven't seen Saints fans crash out this hard since the playoffs against the Rams, and they didn't call pass interference. This quarterback has some of the worst throws I have ever seen in the combine and in gameplay. Honestly, I think the best pick the Saints had was in the 6th round when they selected running back Devin Neal out of Kansas. The biggest winner here could be Spencer Rattler. Honestly, Kellen Moore's got his work cut out for him either way. The Dolphins are...
Yeah.
I might skip past the Dolphins, but I kind of feel like you got some things on these Saints, so let it rip.
Well, look, again, Derek Carr, former Raiders, so I still have, love in my heart for what he did for the Raiders, which was pretty good. Didn't get him much to the playoffs, but I liked his play. But Tyler, I can't even pronounce his name. Tyler Shutt. Like, of all the quarterbacks that were out there, including Jalen Milroe, this guy was the least of the least of the least. Why anybody would waste a draft pick on this no-talent wannabe? He wasn't even that good in D1. He must have had one hell of a tape 'cause I didn't see it. I don't even recall what he did at his pro day or whatever you want to call it. He's just another slug. That's all. But he got the hype. Once the hype train started going, oh man, yeah. Did you see this guy's measurables? I saw him play games. If you're going to start evaluating quarterback talent just on measurables and not wins and losses and statistics and games that he played, then you deserve what you get. Yeah, of all the picks, of quarterback picks, I can say with absolute certainty this guy is going to. I thought I would be shocked if they cut him in camp. He sucks that much. But they won't admit the mistake. They'll hold on to him for 1 year and then they'll quietly give him a bus ticket to get the hell out of town. God, that one, I saw that one. What the hell? You're going to tell me this guy's better than Shador? Again, name me a Sanders that he's better than. Bernie Sanders. I don't care. Any Sanders. Bernie Sanders can play quarterback better than this guy.
I'm a put the nickname out there that they're now calling Tyler Sloth in New Orleans now. Tyler Sloth. Because that's exactly what it feels like to me. Let me see if I can put this. You know what? New Orleans, he ain't brought up the Giants yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to. New Orleans, let me talk to you. You mean to sit here and tell me you got a chance at Shador Sanders, who the people want, who your crowd wants, who your fans want, and you guys decide to go with a guy who apparently is as old as me, who throws like me, but is whiter than me. I get you guys are trying to go for your next Drew Brees. But this ain't your next Drew Brees. This man ain't even close to Drew Brees. This man can't even touch Drew Brees' nutsack. That's how bad it is for who that thinks is gonna beat them Saints? Everybody. Do not be surprised if the Saints end up sitting there going with one win this season. And that's a gift. Do not be surprised. Don't be surprised.
No. But, it's like my dad always used to say. When he just would come across somebody who clearly couldn't get the job done, he would always say, this guy couldn't find his asshole with two hands and a flashlight.
You remember
that's my scouting report on this particular choice of the Saints.
You remember those days when the Saints fans were throwing the paper bags over their heads? Because I sure as shit remember those. And those were ugly. Those were ugly ones. That this was the biggest one, is what I'm trying to figure out. How bad do you feel like it's going to be when the Saints fans gotta pull those bags out again? They gotta go to grocery stores just to ask for paper, just so that way they have paper to throw their Sharpies on, because that's how bad Tyler Sloth is going to be. But he's not the worst of the worst.
Brown. Oh man. At this point, it's almost sad. It's almost sad. This is embarrassing. I think you know what I'm about to say. The Browns are cooked. Let's start with the positive, because they don't have too many positives. Let's get them out while we still can. Mason Graham, he's a beast. Put him next to Myles Garrett, and you have a formidable D-line. You trade back, you're able to acquire some talent. Also great. You turn that second round pick that you got into Judkins. That's great. And you get Schwesinger. You get the line, you get Carson. That's where all the positives end, though. Because if Travis Hunter has a great career, if Abdul Carter has a great career, there are going to be some Browns fans looking at management sideways, even more sideways than they already are. The real problem lies in the fact that you decided to select Dylan Gabriel in the third round, which to me was a little bit high. And then you turn around and take Shador Sanders in the fifth round. And if you could have seen the war room, when they made this selection, it was clear they did not want to take Shador Sanders. This looked like a forced pick from management. You could see it was like slow golf claps and half smiles. It was a bad look. Now you have a quarterback room with 5 quarterbacks. 5. Let me know right now. Leave a comment. Who do you think will be the day 1 starter in Cleveland? Will it be Deshaun Allegations Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, or Shador Sanders? How many quarterbacks do you even keep going into the season? A comedy of errors that I can't stop watching. And I can't wait to see how it plays out. This brings us to our...
Yeah, I'm going to save those jackoffs for last.
Okay.
So, Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Browns. Could y'all kind of maybe hint to me what the shit y'all were thinking? You have 5 quarterbacks in your room right now. Now, granted, Deshaun Watson's pretty much a wash. He's done. I'm not just sweat blows by him. But then y'all re-sign Joe Flacco. Then y'all get another quarterback in free agency. And then you get Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out where the joke begins and where the seriousness begins. Now, this I'm saying is because of the fact that the head coach of the Browns happens to be a member of that reigning defending Super Bowl champion team from my St. Louis, LA, California, Inglewood, Irvine, Collinwood, Clifton, Rams. But this right here has got to be the dumbest damn thing I've ever seen in my entire existence. Because I've seen the Browns do some dumb shit in their lifetime, but what was the point? What was the point? I give you guys an F, but you guys will think that's a passing grade. That's how bad you are. That's how bad I think of the Browns. Yes, I know my brother in Arizona is watching this, and he's probably like, God loves the Buckeyes. You may have that bad call brick, but bruh, you overthrow that bad call brick at your own damn team because damn, these guys are ass. These guys are shit. These guys are hot garbage on a silver platter in the middle of an Arizona desert next to a cactus with the guys from the hangover going, what the shit did we do last night? That's what the Browns are going to be like this coming season. And I love to sit here and try to have high hopes for you guys, but damn, you guys are shit. Dumb one, take them.
You know, it saddens me because some of my very best friends I've known for 40 years are Browns fans. I was sitting at a playoff party in the 80s at the time of the drive, at the time of the fumble, when Cleveland was still Cleveland. So I know their pain. The bigger pain was that same organization that failed during the Elway drive and the fumble in the 80s moved to Baltimore. And what did they do after they moved to Baltimore? They won a couple titles. Same team, same franchise, different name. They reincarnate the Cleveland Browns, and you know, you expect a young organization or whatever, a new franchise, an expansion team that they brought up to struggle for a few years, whatever. I get all that. But it's the picks that they've made and for quarterbacks don't make any sense. Tim Couch, they brought in Jeff Garcia. Trent Dilfer was so-so. Charlie Fry, Derek Anderson, Brady Quinn, Colt McCoy. I mean, who else? Brian Hoyer, Cody Kessler went to USC, so he wasn't half bad, but he still stunk. Deshaun Kaiser, not Kaiser Wilhelm, just Deshaun Kaiser. He sucked. They did have Baker Mayfield for 3 or 4 years, and they let him go. He's no good. All these other guys, So then we go to Jacoby Brissett. Then they decided in 2023, you know what? We've suffered long enough. We're going to give Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed money. That'll fix it. We're going to be great, right? The 2024 quarterback room consisted of Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson, DTR,
Yeah.
hyphenated names, and the immortal Bailey Zappi. That was their quarterback room last year. The one that they concocted and put together this year is even worse. If I'm the Browns, I'm just saying, you know what? We have screwed this over. So let's just cut everybody else and get some other backup. We're just going to run with Shador. We're just doing that. The hell with Dylan Gabriel. Hell.
Why? Just
Somebody
why?
bring
I'm on
back
the West
Roman
Coast and
Reigns.
I'm even going, why?
It's like, I saw him play. He's a decent, D1 quarterback, but that's all he is decent. You're going to
He's
take him in the
aged.
third?
He's old. He's old as me.
Well, because he transferred 18 different times and took red shirts. I'm
He's
surprised he
older than
transferred.
our testicles, brah.
I wouldn't doubt that, but man, it's
I
like,
mean,
what are you thinking? Again, I had to almost pull an intervention from one of my close friends who's a Browns fan. 'Cause when you've dealt with 40 years of this crap, and it gets just worse, I just say, dude, just find yourself another squad. I know you're from Cleveland. I know you're from Akron. I know you love the town, but you gotta cut them loose. Hell, so you could be a Saints fan. At least the Saints have some recent winning tradition. But dealing with the Browns, they are just they're gonna break your heart and then kick you in the balls and expect you to like it. So Cleveland, like I said, just run the risk. You can't be any worse. Have a press conference next week and say, I know what we did in the draft. We are going to make Shador Sanders our QB1. And that's it.
it could be worse. It could be worse. They could have somebody prank call as LeBron James to welcome Shador Sanders to Cleveland. That's how bad it could be.
Oh,
And LeBron's got time to burn now because he's in Cancun or get ready for Cancun. But since we're on that, speaking of Cancun, let's talk about a team that is prone to go to Cancun at the end of the season. Bring on the Cowboys, Scooter.
The last team, America's team. And in past videos, I have been a little bit biased, but it is my duty to remain unbiased, truthful, and accurate. And for those reasons, cooking. The Cowboys were cooking, baby. Let's go. I don't care what anyone says. Cowboys might have had the literal best draft in the whole NFL. Originally, I was mad at the #1 pick, Tyler Booker. But then I remember, the Cowboys are best when our O-line is the best. Last year, we were getting bullied on the offensive line. It's time to start bullying people. The Cowboys are also best when we have a run game and we use play action. This is going to help all those scenarios. Follow that pickup with Devin Ezraku, who a lot of people wanted to draft on different teams. You can't key on Micah anymore. We have 2 speed demons on either side. Plus Sam Williams is going to be ready for the season. It's going to be freaky. And then you follow that up with Siobhan Revel out of East Carolina. This is the heir apparent to Trayvon Diggs right here. This man is the Lank Ness monster. He's going to be flying around the field. Also available at the start of the season is what they're saying. Great value in all these picks. Then you get Jaden Blue in the 4th round. Also a burner who can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. Just a great overall pick for the Cowboys. We are missing a wide receiver too, and I do think we will address that in the offseason at some point. Amari Cooper, I miss you. Sometimes the best thing you can do is take the BPA, and I think the Cowboys did that throughout this whole draft. That is my list. Where did I mess up?
First of all,
after you,
put down the crack pipe and the Kool-Aid. Back away. Just start taking those 12 steps, because I'm sorry, Cowboys are the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Somewhere in hell, they are running the Cowboys last 20 seasons on a continuous loop throughout all of eternity. So that is the reason why, if you know that going in, you better be praying every night that you're not going to hell, because that's going to be your highlight. Look, whoever the Booker kid is they drafted, so what? he could be a great offensive lineman. So what? You know, they're still paying Dak Prescott $60 million. So what? They still got, the defense is supposed to be good. Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons again. So what? The Cowboys are stuck in that eternal loop in hell, and they ain't getting out. So I don't even care who they draft. They could draft the 1960 or 1971 Cowboys. They ain't walking through that door, and if they do, they're going to be old and tired, if not already dead. Why Cowboy fans persist in having any hope is beyond me. Talk about somebody that could be pranked. Call up a Cowboy fan and say, you know what? I don't know if you saw this, but the Cowboys have traded for, they're going to have the number one pick in the draft for the next 6 years. That's what they're going to get. And on top of that, they made a trade for Patrick Mahomes. And on top of that, they also made a deal for Saquon Barkley. So you're going to have Mahomes and Barkley next season, and then after that, you're going to have 6 number one overall draft picks. Most Cowboy fans would have to stop and think a minute to question whether or not that's possible. Because they believed everything else. Why not believe that bullshit? I'm a Raider fan, so by instinct, I don't like the Cowboys. But damn, even I'm starting to feel sorry for these boys. Reminds me of the time, this was back in 2007, 2008, 2007, maybe in 2006. Kobe was having his good run, and it was the year he won MVP. The Lakers go into Boston. Boston sucks. Horrible. This is before the trade that brought in, Ray Allen and the guys from Minnesota. So in this game, the Lakers are killing the Celtics in Boston. Kobe Bryant gets fouled. It's like the third quarter. Steps to the free throw line, and you hear it. And I'm not exaggerating. You're hearing Boston fans while Kobe's shooting free throws yelling, "MVP, MVP, MVP," and I'm thinking, good Lord Almighty. Have you been kicked in the nuts so much that you're making MVP chance for a Laker? I mean, that's when they hit rock bottom. Fortunately, they turned it around with some good trades. I just don't see the Cowboys making those kind of trades.
Well, he's going on that one, folks. Quick score update. The Colorado Eagles are up 1-0 on San Jose right now as we speak. Right now, I'm actually tuning in now to Friday night's Q&A with Tom Grossi as he basically gets his new pad set up and it's got the podcast going as we speak. But I'm gonna be honest on this one. It is. Oh, one more score update. It is 12-6 and late in the fourth quarter between the Battlehawks and the Renegades. St. Louis with a 6-point lead. Renegades get ready to get the ball back. But let's put this as a perspective that people can understand. It's still the Cowboys.
Yep.
It's still that team. It's still those guys. No matter what Scooter, we knew for a fact Scooter was going to be biased because of the fact that, oh God, they found Zach Martin's replacement right out of the gate. They found Micah Parsons' complimentary side piece or his replacement. Who the hell knows? Since they haven't been able to sit here and actually sign Parsons to a new contract, but they have been all about sitting here actually getting these other players signed tooth day sweet. Here's what it comes down to when it comes to the Cowboys. My team, the Rams, have a better shot of actually having a better season. The Raiders have a chance of a better season. The Broncos have a better chance of a better season. The Seahawks, the Falcons, hell, the Colts. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Even the Browns have a better chance. No. I'm gonna go with that because they got a chance at a better season than the damn Cowboys. That is how bad the Cowboys have been. You guys got shitty owner with shitty general management with a shitty two-bit coach who ain't even hit puberty, and you gonna tell me that you said that they're cooking? Nada. Cooking like James Harden cooks free throws. Like Westbrook makes shots. Like LeBron James clutches games. Not fucking at all. None of that. Big shouts out to my boy, the captain in Australia, because, well, we're captains. We go worldwide is how we roll. But when it comes down to for me, is that right now, at this very juncture, to say the Cowboys are cooking, they cooking ass. They cooking a big giant steaming pile of charbroiled, beef stewed, neck boned, oxtail, collard green shit. Because that's exactly what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. I don't know what the hell Scooter McGruder was thinking, but until you put pen to paper long term with Micah Parsons, expect that info to be signing with the Philadelphia Eagles or the Washington Commanders or the LA Rams or the San Francisco 49ers or the Vegas Raiders next season. Bank on it. If Michael Parsons does not have a new deal by the end of this season, his ass is gone. But
if he doesn't get a deal for the second week of this upcoming season, he's done.
Let's go. Sorry. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Black Battlehawks just got a fumble recovery.
You know what? I was going to get into that because I haven't watched many games the past couple of years. I did sit down last weekend and I saw both games. I saw all 4 games, Saturday, Sunday.
I get that you're
good games.
I get that you're a Vipers guy, and I hope that the Vipers actually get back into the league. Well, I hope Seattle gets in before Vegas, respectfully, because Seattle has the draw. But I like to see Vegas back in here. I like to see Rod Woodson get back in as either defensive coordinator or even a head coach. I feel like that he got the short end of the deal. He got a raw deal because of COVID. But I feel like he could have made that team successful. I just think that where they were playing, nobody really gives a rat's ass about the UNLV Rebels football team more than they do the UNLV basketball team, and that's just gospel. Yeah. I'm sorry. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
For at least 30 years or more.
But again, that's just me. Let me pull this up real quick because I kind of feel like I want to sit here and get this man his moment in the spotlight. Right now, what you see on the screen, you see our boy
Green Bay. That'd be dope.
That'd be awesome. This thing.
So, NFL Blitz was so good. It was so great. I actually found my old Game Boy Advance that was it was in one of my drawers that I was looking at upstairs. I was looking for something else, but I still have that. What was that? Mega Man 10. It was so good. Chris, I'm moving to Wisconsin, not Green Bay. It's about like an hour and change away, but I'm hoping within the next month and a half. Oh, I'm definitely getting his jersey. 1,000,000,000%. He's got to be a Hall of Fame player now. And if not, I'll hype him up regardless. Yeah, Finn, I'm looking to do that. I just gotta wait for Johnny to get back and stuff. Oh, Cyberpunk? Dude, I bought Cyberpunk when it came out, and I never opened it, and I returned it because there was issues. Like, it was unplayable at launch, and like the backlash was insane. But I've heard.
I actually remember when Cyberpunk actually had that backlash, and it was brutal. It was a brutal. And I actually was thinking about buying it just because Keanu Reeves was endorsing it, and then all of a sudden, it just would not go. You would get maybe to the first segue of the first story for the storyline, and it was just shit on top of shit on top of shit, and it was just like, what? This is not what we wanted. This is not what we asked for. it was a bad time. But yes, folks.
Well, I remember it only in this regard, because again, this video games, the way they're played over the past 30 years, beyond my
Yeah.
generation, I'm still pump pong. You put me on one of them bad boys, I'm still gonna whoop some ass.
If
However,
I if I could move my camera over, I would see exactly what I have. I have the infamous Michelle, which I nicknamed my PlayStation 5. I have it here. Was playing pretty much NCAA football 2025 because I was getting a little hyped up about the fact that we're going to get NCAA football 26 and Madden 26 are coming up in the summer, end of the summer. The fact that I'm gonna have Borderlands back in my house, Borderlands 4 coming out in September. The new Now You See Me Now You See Me movie coming out in November. I'm actually stoked about that one. Um,
breaking news, I do have breaking news
what
on the
you got?
video game front. Grand Theft Auto, that was going to be released this this fall, is being delayed until June of 2026.
Which basically means that I'm gonna be able to sit here and actually give somebody the finger and tell them to suck it until 2026. No, I'm not gonna wait till 2026. I'm gonna do that right the hell now. Suck it. But
Well,
that's just us.
sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but my son told me so he would know. And I remember when he was probably 9 or 10. Yeah, I didn't
We
want
also
him playing.
I'm doing
I
some score
didn't,
updates.
go ahead.
End of first intermission in San Jose. Eagles up 1-0. Nothing at intermission. We also have in the third quarter the Rockets up 77-72. Game 7 between them and the Warriors. With about 3.5 left in the third quarter. The Dodgers beat the Braves 2-1, which I'm sure I will probably have a couple of fingers in here throwing at me on that one. We also
I had the parlay Dodgers and the under, so I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm kind of thinking like that. Honestly, if the Dodgers could just I don't know what's the word, kick rocks and fuck all the way off, I feel a lot better about it. And maybe it's just me. I think that honestly the Dodgers have been handed to there with silver platter, and their fan base and their franchise is still unsatisfied. I'm thinking in my head, take a damn tampon and just shut the hell up about it. But that's just me.
So I
But
will say this much about Dodger fans, and I'm old school Dodger fan, going back to 1959 when they won their first World Series in the Coliseum.
The only reason I'm saying that is because of the fact of how they treated Jackie Robinson about a few weeks ago, and there was something else. There was something about a statue that actually got desecrated. Kobe and Gianna statue in L.A. actually got desecrated,
Really?
and Luka actually paid forth the money to get that thing fixed and repaired, so that way it's actually good. I don't know who the hell did it in L.A., but I do hope you die a slow and painful death on the L.A. highway. On the 5, I hope you die a slow and painful death. I don't care.
All I want is, I just want 5 minutes alone. I can bring my weapon of choice, which would be
5 minutes.
33
All we need is 3.
and a baseball bat.
All we need is 3 minutes. That's all we need. This guy basically probably was a bitch made pussy. That was pretty much the best way we could put it. And no, you're not going to hear this kind of stuff off of our buddy Grossi's podcast. We're not going to hear that. But what you are going to hear, at least on that, is the fact that he and I both probably think the exact same way. He just bleeps his out. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat this one to make everybody feel better, including the Jagoff, who's on the East Coast, who decides that apparently all of our shows are ass to his standards. Bruv, let me tell you this one. All of us were basically doing this madness when your ass was still basically nothing more than basically a guy who was just basically secretly beating it off in a closet, watching your sister actually do what you want to do. So you can just shut the hell up in regards to that. And you can tell him I said it. I don't care. He's not going to buzz me. He's not going to call me. He's not going to do all the things that you should do if you actually gave a damn about a product. But I'll do it. And this is why I'll do it. Because I give a rat's ass about this product. I give a rat's ass about these peoples. These are my brothers. These are my homies. These are my brothers in the trenches. This guy right here, Tom Grossi, me and him have never met, but I'll go to war with it. I'll go to war for him and goes to war beside him. We are pretty much, we are that bloodline. But this leg strip dick BB bald having sack of shit who happens to call himself a what the hell was it? What was it? What was this little fucktard's name? Don White. You know what? He's his sister is a big, massive basketball legend, and his name drifts me. His name escapes my mind because
You're not saying Reggie Miller.
no, not Reggie Miller. No. I would never disrespect Reggie Miller or Regina. I would never disrespect either one of them because they are goats in my eyes. This guy was Leslie Bitzer, her brother. Leslie Bitzer, her brother, who apparently is trying to make a living off of her name. Bruh, Leslie Bitzer's a legend. You're just this jagoff who basically came from the same seed. Shut the fuck up and get off our junk. Unless you're planning to actually sit here and make our shit better, you ain't saying shit. And if you got a problem with that, my phone number is literally the exact same it has been. You need that bad? You can call AJ. You can actually sit here, you can call AJ and you can tell him, hey, I hate to talk to this Captain Ron guy because he actually pissed me off a little bit. Guess what? Guess what, monkey nuts? I piss off everybody. But I'm good at what I do. That Chris knows who he is. Joe knows who the hell he is. Chris. That's that little second jagoff stooge piece of garbage, moronic jagoff back titty fuck moron monkey nuts asshole. That's who that is. But I ain't gonna sit here and make this a big one. Because tonight is a big night. Tonight's a beautiful night. Tonight is a glorious night. You want to know why tonight is a glorious night? Because the Blues just forced Game 7, baby! That's what I want to see.
There you go.
We got Game 7 coming up on Monday night. Because most likely that's how it's going to work because it's weird like that. I'm not sure how they play that one. But the Blues will be playing the Winnipeg Jets in Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Game 7, and it will be literally next week. So I feel good about that because I'm pretty sure I'll be working that evening, but then I'll be able to sit here and catch up just in time for that game. So I feel good about that part. But now comes the fun part, and this is the fun part. Go do it, Bobby. Yes, I'm having a Chris Farley moment. The Bears. The Bulls. Don Juan, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Ta-da! Yes! I get my Bellhawks on right there, baby. So, here we are right here. We got about a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. Bellhawks have the ball up 12-6. Fat guy in a little coat. That's it. Don Juan, do you want to take that one? Because I mean, I wanna, but it's just it's too easy. Fat guy in a little coat moment.
That's a visual that I cannot get out of my head.
This is why I was wishing that Joe's reception in Florida would actually work out well. But I hope. Hey, Joe, I actually came up with an idea. Take the alligator's tail, angle it to the left or to the right. See if if it actually helps out the reception. Treat it like married with children. Fox viewing stations, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm having too much fun here.
Let me give a short testimonial for Joe Crow.
Go ahead.
Simply because, I'm still old school, so I still have a Facebook account. I probably still have a MySpace somewhere. But anyway, every day, talk about bringing the content. I don't care. Joe will post something, and it could be any point in time of the day. I could be at work, I could be at home. It always cracks me up. Always. That is hard to do. I'm pretty cynical, and it's like, no, you really can't make me. That's just not going to work. But I'm telling you, and it's simple stuff, or sometimes it's a little bit more complicated. But I will stop doing what I'm doing. Take a few minutes out, check my Facebook post for Joe's content. Always makes me laugh. Don't tell him I told you that.
This is the thing that actually gets me most about what we do. We have fun. We enjoy ourselves. We get to have a good time at, well, everybody's expense, to be fair. We get to enjoy ourselves in this one. As you can tell, folks, from we did change the screen. Grossi, love your brother, but we got ourselves some hockey going on. And right now, you get ready for the second period. Eagles up 1-0 over San Jose. And it has it. And in the words of Adam Pierce, it is official. Bellhawks, 12-6 winners over the Roughnecks. 4-2 is their record. They now move to second place in the XFL conference, which means the pressure is now on for DC this coming weekend. Can y'all bring the noise? Can y'all bring the thunder? Can y'all bring it? Because now the pressure's on you. Pressure's on y'all because now the Bellhawks, they are literally 4-2. The DC Defenders, in case you don't know, only have had one loss so far this season, and they have a chance to sit here and get this thing done. If you're trying to actually catch that infamous game right there between the Colorado Eagles and San Jose Barracudas, that is available on Flow Hockey up on YouTube. If you're trying to catch Grossi, he is actually doing a Friday night Q&A on his channel, also on YouTube. When I sit here and tell y'all that we try to bring y'all all that we can to make y'all good, trust me, we try. Don Juan, since we're getting ready to finish this thing off, wrap this thing up on a nice little bow and call it a happy day, and plus, since I'm feeling the need of wanting to be able to actually, what's the word? Possibly do a show tomorrow night or even Sunday night for that matter. Do you got any parting words for your Raiders now that you know that they are actually playoff contenders now?
Well, you know what? And again, the inclusion of like Tom Brady and bringing in Chip Kelly, and again, I am a big fan of the new coach, or at least the new old coach, and Pete Carroll. So I just fundamentally I don't have that panic like I've had the last 20 some odd years. Oh, it's this new coach, it's this new system. I feel good about the brain trust. I like that Kelly loves to run the ball, and we got a runner who can get yards after initial contact. So this is going to be a pretty good squad. Are they going to win 10 or 11 games? Let me see after about 6 games. I can tell you what's going to. But at least I'm not going to say I'm excited, but I'm just not. I'm not depressed. So I'll take not depressed for now. I will cling to not depressed until things happen otherwise.
The sad part is that's all completely true if we're all thinking about this damn madness.
But
Because
the good news is I'm not a Cowboys fan. I get up every morning when I think about anything in general. Could be politics, could be what I'm having for breakfast. When the thought crosses my mind that I'm not a Cowboys fan, I am instantly uplifted. My wife has so much value. I'm not that guy. So I feel about that.
I think it's been safe to say, folks, yes, I've had a lot of fun. Yes, I had a lot of fun with my friends. I have a little fun with my friends, but damn, it's good when it sits here and happens, folks. On behalf, I'd like to thank Don Juan for taking time out of his busy schedule. Say hi to the missus for me. I know that her ass kind of popped in there, but like, what are you doing? Talking to your brother-in-law. And
She
it's been
reminds me
good.
not to curse.
Well, you know,
I cuss too much.
I try to give her a little entertainment. She said, yeah, no, I'm not going to be that nice. Folks, again, Flow Hockey, FLOHOCKEY on YouTube if you're trying to catch up. They are live streaming this right now as we speak. The Colorado Eagles taking on the San Jose Barracudas in game one of that series. The Eagles are up 1-0. Get ready for that second period in that one. Also, on top of that, because we can, just because we can, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Basically, nice little recaps. Battlehawks get the big win tonight. Blues get the big win tonight. Mets just beat the Cardinals. So Rod Hancock, sit and spin. You suck. Yeah, because I know you're a Mets fan, brother. Love you, but go fuck yourself. That being said, folks, like to thank the man, the myth, the legend, the Vegas Vagina Vanquisher himself, Don Juan, the smooth operator. I'd like to thank him for stopping in and keeping me company this evening. And of course, Joe Quills, who is in Florida and for some reason is screaming for the baby sharks, which I really don't understand, but I'm not going to hold that against him. And of course, Rocket Reese, I know you're working hard and hardly working at this very ocean. I know you're watching a little bit of hockey in your neck of the woods. Get ready for your next round matchup with the Washington Caps. Good. Best of luck to your boys in that series. Good luck to the Eagles as they get ready to sit here and try to hoist up that Calder Cup and make history. I'll explain that more coming, we'll just say Sunday just for the fun of it, because Saturday I might just say I'm not in the mood for it. But Sunday, we might be in the mood for that mess. Thank you all all of you, every last one of you, even the guys at Beach Bears, even Chris, and he knows who he is. Thank you all for sitting here joining us tonight. Don't forget to sit here and catch up. I do believe they do have a big show. I believe Under Siege is coming up next weekend for TNA. I believe Backlash St. Louis is maybe going to get a couple of matches involved heading into that show at the end of May. And, of course, Worlds Collide, which may have gotten a little bit more interesting because of what Trick Williams did on Impact this past Thursday night. He's watching baseball. I'm watching hockey. Let's go have some fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. I'm out of here. He's out of here. Bleacher Brothers is gone for the evening. We like to bid y'all adieu. So, now I feel like we need to go a little bit better. So for Reese, one time, Reese. Clean Collision is up, and we want the smoke. And of course, for Don Juan, because I gotta be the loud one in his defense. So yeah.
Don't make me go loud. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that.
It's never too late to say you're welcome. Goodbye. And good night. Bang.
But the main thing is, you bunch of fuckers, despite the provocation from the cavalry, no fighting.
For a long time.
No fighting.
No
fucking fighting. No fighting.
For a
No
long time.
fucking fighting! Good.
Redeem these nuts.
Wow! Oh, there you go. We won't. And after we take that Luger in the jab, we whoop the cold sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
I should point out for the record, Steve.
Show and then disappear like Dave Blaine. I ain't wanna do it to you, but you push the issue. Man, I'm blowing my and aim for the